What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another LEGO YouTube video. In the spirit of May 4th, may the 4th be with you, I thought it would be fun to take a look at my current LEGO Star Wars sets and kind of rank through my top 10 favorite LEGO Star Wars sets. I feel like this list will definitely change after my May 4th haul, especially after getting the UCS AT-AT in my LEGO collection, but still, I thought it'd be a fun idea to kind of rank them in the state that they are in right now. So let's just go ahead and get straight into it with my honorable mentions for this list. Alright, and then at the number 10 spot we have Darth Vader's castle, and I feel like Darth Vader's castle has always been kind of one of my favorite structures in the entire Star Wars universe, and I feel like LEGO did a great job at translating the set into LEGO. It looks very menacing. The only problem I have with it is just the scale that it's at. I feel like it would have worked a lot better as a UCS set, but anyway, this is another topic for another day. I love the stained glass that we have on the front of the castle too, and you also get a really tiny scaled down version of Darth Vader's TIE Fighter too, which I thought was a nice inclusion with the set. The interior also looks really cool. There's several different layers with their own details. I really love the kind of back to tank. There's also a little hangar for the TIE Advanced, and then we've also got his little back to tank down here, and then at the top floor we've got his meditation chamber, which I thought was really cool. And I love when LEGO Star Wars does sets that aren't just the spaceship, so definitely a worthy addition to the list. And then at the number 9 spot, I'm a huge fan of Star Wars Rebels, so of course the brand new Ghost based off of the Ahsoka show had to make this list, and I feel like this just improves upon the old 2014 Ghost, which I was not able to get my hands on and was becoming one of the most expensive LEGO Star Wars sets out there. I'm really happy that they decided to re-release it, and I feel like they got a lot right. I love the color scheme on this ship. There's so many cool building techniques inside of it, and it's just a very, very good looking LEGO set. There's barely anything I would say is wrong with this set. It is the perfect LEGO set. Also included is the Phantom 2, granted a very scaled down version of it, but still cool that it's included, and the minifigure selection's also really great too, and I feel like this is just what LEGO Star Wars sets should be in my opinion. Also, I love the interior details, though they are very simple, they are also still there, so I feel like you have to give it credit for that, and it just looks way better when you compare it to the 2014 version. The 2014 version looks really ugly now compared to this newer one with the more kind of updated look to it. It just looks a lot more smooth. It's got a lot more detail inside of it, and it relies a lot less on sticker pieces, and it's got a great minifigure selection too. So how could this not be in your top 10 LEGO Star Wars sets? At least it is for me. And then at the number 8 spot, we have my very first UCS LEGO Star Wars set, the R2-D2 from a few years back. This is not the more recent rendition they did for the 25th anniversary series, as this is much bigger and therefore a whole lot more detailed. And speaking of those details, towards the bottom, towards the kind of feet, I love the kind of golden hose pieces that we see, and there's tons of greebling on the head and on the side of the model. And then towards the front, you're able to see a lot of brick-built detail here too, and one thing I really love about this set, there are no stickers besides the plaque piece, so I feel like a lot of the detail that we see here is really fun to actually build. And then also there's tons of play features too. You're able to fully rotate his head 360 degrees, and there's details on every single angle of the head. In addition to this, you are also able to kind of lift up this compartment here and recreate that iconic scene from Return of the Jedi where Luke Skywalker's lightsaber pops out of his head, and you get a brick-built version of the lightsaber, which is very simple, but I think a really cool addition for this set, and it's able to easily pop back into his head right there very seamlessly. The panel just kind of slides back in there. Towards the back, we're able to see his kind of radar sensor, and you're actually able to rotate it 360 degrees too, which I thought was cool. You're also able to open up these little panels down here too, which I thought was a nice addition as well, and they're easily able to fold back inside as well, and you can kind of move them around as you please. And then also towards the back of the model, you're able to push out these pins to kind of reveal these other contraptions inside of R2-D2 too, which I thought was really cool. I love the playability of this model. It's probably one of the most detailed LEGO Star Wars sets I have in my LEGO collection. And towards the back here, we're kind of able to see how the actual play feature works. You just push these guys, and then of course the little probs I showed y'all pop out. And then the back is not the most appealing side to look at, but it still has its fair share of details. And another cool feature with this is if you kind of push R2-D2 like this, you can extend out his third leg. And this kind of shows it off at a better angle here too, but also it's cool, you can easily retract the leg 2 to display him with only 2 legs if that's what you wanted to do. Personally, I think it looks a whole lot better with the 3 legs, so that's how I decide to display it, but I just feel like this is a very fun model to build, and it's definitely one of my favorite LEGO Star Wars sets in my LEGO collection. And then at the number 7 spot, we have one of the first LEGO sets that I bought after getting back into LEGO back in 2020, and it is the 20th anniversary of the LEGO Slave 1. This is probably my favorite after the UCS rendition version of Boba Fett Slave 1 that we've gotten in LEGO. It's a very sleek looking model, and I feel like they got a lot of detail inside of here, and it looks way better compared to some of the more recent renditions of a ship, especially the one from The Mandalorian Season 2. I feel like this knocks the Boba Fett starship out of the water. It's got a really good minifigure selection too, and it also has a small interior as well, and I feel like this is just, there's nothing really wrong with this model at all. It's the perfect scale, it has the perfect amount of details, and you also get a cool 20th anniversary minifigure inside of there as a nice little added bonus. And Boba Fett has always been one of my favorite characters, so how could his starship not be on my kind of like top 10 LEGO Star Wars set list? And then at the number 6 spot, we have the 2012 version of Jabba's Palace, and I feel like this is one of the most sought after LEGO Star Wars sets out there, and for good reason. I feel like it has such a good minifigure selection here. Most of the cool minifigures are the exclusive ones, and there's just such a good variety here. The design of the set looks really good, and it honestly kind of like blows the new Boba Fett's palace out of the water. This one looks like just a complete letdown when you compare it to the 2012 version. I feel like everything about the 2012 version is superior to the newer version of the Boba Fett's palace, and it's got a really cool looking exterior as well. And this one also just has more play features too. You can kind of combine it with the Rancor pit to drop people into the pit, and I feel like it's just a very solid LEGO Star Wars set, and definitely one of my favorites that I have in my LEGO collection, and one of the most nostalgic too. And then at the number 5 spot, we're keeping it consistent with the Tatooine LEGO sets. We've got the biggest of these all, which is the LEGO Mos Eisley Cantina, and I bought this a couple years back on spring break, and it's very nostalgic to me for that, but also it's just a cool set to look at regardless. I feel like they just got a lot right with this set. It's the second Master Builder series set after Cloud City, and I feel like it did a really good job at detailing what it was supposed to. I love the exterior details that we're able to see. There's plenty of sticker elements used to detail it as well, and there's tons of side builds too. We get 2 land speeders, and we also get this little side marketplace too, which I thought was really cool with the Jawa shop, and I just feel like this set has everything in it. It's just the perfect LEGO Star Wars set. I love when they do the buildings that aren't just like the same spaceship every 2 seconds, so I really love all the detail they got with this. The interior also looks really cool, and you're able to recreate a lot of the cool scenes that we see inside of the cantina in A New Hope. I love the cantina bar, which is also super detailed too, and I feel like this has one of the best minifigure selections that we have ever seen with any LEGO Star Wars set, period. And it's just a really fun set, and it retires at the end of the year, so I highly recommend it, and it still remains one of my favorite LEGO Star Wars sets of all time, and also one of the most unique LEGO Star Wars sets in my LEGO collection. And then at the number 4 spot, we have the LEGO Star Wars UCS Razor Crest. This was a LEGO UCS set that I wasn't really planning to buy, but they had a really good sale on it, I think back in October or November for Black Friday, and I just couldn't pass up the opportunity. And I'm glad I didn't, because this is probably one of my favorite LEGO Star Wars UCS sets out there. The amount of detail that they're able to put into this set is phenomenal. You also get a cool display plaque, and the minifigure selection is also great too. Most of the minifigures except Grogu are exclusive. It also has has a fully functioning interior too, which is very rare for UCS sets. You're able to kind of remove some of the layers and take a look at the ground floor. There's play features where you're able to kind of open up this door here too, and it's really easy to take a look at the interior. You can see it's very modular. You can kind of take off all of these panels very seamlessly and get a better look at some of the interior details inside of this set, which is definitely one of the best parts of this set, are those interior details, as I feel like LEGO UCS sets hardly ever prioritize the interior. They mostly focus on the exterior details, which isn't really a bad thing since you don't see the interior too much. I just appreciate the uniqueness of this, and it's just a very impressive model to look at, and I feel like it was the funnest LEGO UCS set to build out of the four major UCS sets that I built, so it's well deserving of the number 4 spot on this list and one of my favorite UCS sets. At the number 3 spot, we have the LEGO Star Wars UCS Venator, which was one of the most highly requested LEGO UCS sets of all time, and it delivered. It's got 2 great exclusive minifigures, a printed display plaque, as well as a printed 20th anniversary of Clone Wars display plaque, which I thought was really nice, and it's just one of the biggest and most menacing LEGO Star Wars UCS sets out there. It's a really fun build process from start to finish, and it just looks so impressive and menacing. They use a lot of greebling, but unfortunately also a lot of sticker elements inside of this set, which is a bit unfortunate and a bit of a letdown, but I feel like when you just look at this set, you can kind of let the stickers pass, as like it's an unfortunate part of the set, but I feel like just the final product is so impressive looking that you can kind of look past it. And I love the scale of this set. They were just able to get so much detail inside of this, and just from every angle you can just tell how much care was put into this set, and it is easily one of my favorite LEGO Star Wars set and well deserving of the number 3 spot. And then at the number 2 spot, we have what I would imagine a lot of people's most favorite LEGO Star Wars set of all time, but not mine, almost, but it's beat out by one other set on this list, is the LEGO Star Wars Ewok Village. I bought this set last year for the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, and I'm very happy I did. It's got a lot of cool building techniques, and very rare for a Star Wars set. It has a lot of green elements inside of it too, which I thought was really unique with this set, and they hardly ever release kind of Endor themed LEGO sets, and I feel like this is the best of the ones we've gotten. It's got some cool side builds, and I love all the canopies up top here, and there's just so many cool elements inside of the actual Ewok Village too, and there's just so much going on here, lots of play features, and this is just one of the most impressive looking LEGO Star Wars sets out there, and the minifigure selection is one of the best that we have seen in any LEGO set too, and it's easily one of the best LEGO Star Wars sets of all time. There's just a few other LEGO sets that I like ever so slightly more than it. And of those few LEGO sets that I like slightly more than the Ewok Village, the number 1 pick on this list is the LEGO Star Wars UCS Millennium Falcon. I never thought I'd own this set, but I'm happy I do. It's got some great minifigures, a really cool display plaque, and this is the biggest LEGO Star Wars set ever released, and one of the biggest LEGO sets ever released too. It is absolutely massive, one of the funnest building experiences I have ever done with a LEGO set, and there is just so much detail from every single angle on this set. I love how the cockpit of this set looks. There's just so much greebling, so much depth all around the set. There's really no ugly angle to look at this set from. There's so many unique building techniques too, lots of like droid arms and like droid parts that they use to kind of like detail it. There's tons of different colors too. We see lots of maroons, the dark tan and the dark gray, so it's not just one big gray ugly hunk of junk, and it's just got a lot of different variety for the color scheme and a lot of cool building techniques too. It also has a very simple interior. I feel like that's one part of the set that could have been a lot better, was just a more detailed interior, but that's really one of my only few nitpicks with the set. I just feel like it's such an impressive set on display, and definitely a must-have for any LEGO Star Wars fan. So I feel like when I think of my favorite LEGO Star Wars set, I really couldn't put anything besides the UCS Millennium Falcon at that number 1 spot, as I had so much fun building this, and just the buildup of actually being able to afford this LEGO Star Wars set was definitely one of the funnest things ever with the entire hobby that I've ever experienced. So definitely let me know what you think of my list of my top 10 favorite LEGO Star Wars sets in my LEGO collection down in the comments. Do you agree or disagree with my list? Let me know down in the comments. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you are new around here, but that's all for today. Peace out.